Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a wild story for you about how I'm starting my journey to become a tattoo artist. Spoiler alert, involves a lot of ink, some questionable decisions and a bit of blood. Don't worry, it's all a part of the fun. Stick around because you won't want to miss this one. And hit that subscribe button too. Alright, let's wind down a bit. Picture this, I've always loved art. Ever since I was a kid, growing up around artists in my family, I was basically surrounded by paintbrushes and canvases. Fast forward to my 28th birthday, living in Holland and working as a metal artisan building bronze sculptures. Pretty cool, right? There I was, creating epic sculptures. But something was missing. I decided it was time to take my art more seriously. So I packed up and I moved back to the UK. Ready to find my unique style. Then came the pandemic. Perfect timing, right? I had my first exhibition planned, but restrictions almost made me cancel it last minute. But hey, I pulled it off and it was a huge success. I didn't sell thousands of paintings, but I learned a lot. Fast forward to just before my 32nd birthday. November 8th, so mark your calendars. I moved to London. I wanted to fully submerge myself in the art world and start honing in on my skills again. I even picked up spray painting and scored a few mural commissions along the way. Now I've decided to add tattooing to my arsenal. So here I am on day 4 of my tattooing journey. I'm self-taught, working from home and gradually transitioning from my 9 to 5 to make this my full-time gig, or at least become a master at it. A few questions before I end this day 4 vlog. 1. What was your very first tattoo and what does it mean to you? Me, personally, I got a scorpion on my chest and it's because I'm a Scorpio. Long story short, it fucking hurt. It's one of the most painful places you can ever get a tattoo. Question 2. What inspired me to become a tattoo artist? Was there a specific moment or experience that sparked my interest? Yeah, there was. So I've always loved art ever since I was little. And my grandmother, who recently passed, she nurtured that artist in me. To cut a long story short, I've always loved art. I'm super passionate about it, and pretty much every day I'm thinking about art, whether it's a new design, a new skill or technique that I want to master, hence the tattoo machine. Question 3. What was the first thing I did when I decided to pursue tattooing as a career? Well, it's kind of more of a hobby, but I see it as a stepping stone into the art world, transitioning from an engineer to becoming a full-time artist, doing a creative job, e.g. tattooing. So hopefully I'll slowly leave my 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and I'll be doing tattoos at the weekends and in the evenings. I haven't yet found a shop to work in, so at the moment I'm purely just going to be working on myself and friends and family. Also, before you say it in the comments, I will use all the health and safety necessary to make sure my technique and the process is completely safe. Question 4. What are some of the biggest challenges I've faced in the first few days of tattooing? So, my first day tattooing, I had no idea how to set the machine up. I didn't know anything about health and safety, didn't know anything about the inks, didn't realise you had to dab the tattooed area. Ended up smudging it everywhere. It was an absolute mess. You'll see it in my day 1 video. And also I didn't have any Vaseline, I didn't have any green soap, and I didn't have any isopropyl, which is normally used to disinfect the area and help a stencil stick. I had no stencil, it was purely just freehand, but I completely messed it up. So day 1 admittedly had a lot of failures, but if you don't fail, you don't learn. So it's a win-win for me. Question 5. How am I managing to transition from my 9 to 5 to becoming a full-time artist? And any other tips? So I still currently work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday in my main job. I'm a welder, by the way. So for me to confidently become a full-time artist and leave my 9 to 5, I decided to hone in on my artistic skills, everything from painting, drawing, digital art, sculptures, spray painting, and now tattooing. I still haven't mastered every single one, but I'm pretty good at all of them. Like they say, jack of all trades, master of none. But I'm slowly becoming a master of one. Any tips I can offer? Because I haven't actually done it yet, the only advice I can offer is find that one skill that you're good at and that you're passionate about, and just hone in on that singular skill or type of technique. So for example, I really want to master tattooing, because I know when I get so good that job offers and people really want your skill, because I'll have so much more value to offer than just someone who has tried it once or twice. Someone who's highly skilled and has a lot of passion and drive. And I also have my own designs. Question 6. Has my artistic style evolved over the years? And do I have a favorite style or theme I like to work with? Yeah, so when I came back from Holland, I discovered that I could draw single line portraits pretty well. And that is what became my main body of work for my first exhibition. Fast forward a few months, few years, blah, 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 blah. I then started doing more dystopian style artwork and a little bit more realism. Because I don't know why, but I kind of felt like an imposter with single line. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful style and I'll probably do a few tattoos with it. But I just felt like it wasn't tickling my brain, making my cogs in my brain turn around to be able to master a skill that I really enjoy. And in all honesty, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Like, I love the style, but it just wasn't me. Recently, because I've been doing digital art, I got into more animated style, pop art, and recently as well, which you'll see coming soon, an embroidery style tattoo. I'll post a video after this showing some of my designs and how I created them. Question 7. What advice would I give to someone who's thinking about becoming an artist? Any do's and don'ts? Do practice, 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 practice as often as you can. Never miss 2 days in a row, because consistency really is key. Don'ts? Well, don't miss 2 days in a row. For example, if you go to the gym and you want to go Monday to Friday, make sure you go Monday to Friday. If you miss one day, make sure you go back the next day, even on your bad days, because that's the difference between failure and success. Turning up on your bad days, not just when you feel like it, but the days that you really don't feel like it or you feel bummed out. Obviously, if you feel ill or you're sick or you're in hospital, you can't go. But other than that, always turn up. My number one don't as well, which is why I deleted all my socials or deactivated them for over 2 months, is don't compare yourself to others. It is the number one killer of dreams. Trust me. The amount of times I'll be scrolling, seeing all these talented artists, thinking, oh, I'm doing it for research, I'm doing it to find content and a style that is more me. First of all, I'm comparing myself to others. Secondly, I need to be unique. I can't copy other people's style. I can use it as research, I can use it to get ideas, but when that starts becoming a procrastination, that starts becoming a bad habit. And I had to delete everything because my mental health was being affected and I just wasn't getting anything done. Question 8. So this is my favorite question. Memorable moments. So a memorable moment in my life has got to be when I had my very first exhibition. It was a solo exhibition and I had, I think it was 17 bodies of work. I filled up the entire gallery. I meticulously planned where each painting was going to go, and I also had like a happy accident where my diamond series pieces, which were like a style of suit of cards, they were all in suit order and colour. Also, one of my other memorable moments is obviously when I was younger and my nan was nurturing my skill. So she came up with this challenge where we would draw each other. It was more of an exercise that she used to get me to do, which I enjoyed. So we did each other's portraits, and we also had a mirror to do our own portraits. And I've got one portrait as well, which I did of my granddad at school or at home, I can't really remember, but it used to hang in their bathroom, and every time I went to the toilet, it was always a small reminder of love from my grandma. But yeah, I miss her. God bless. Question 9. What is a typical day like for me as a budding tattoo artist? Any rituals or routines, or just as an artist in general? So, like I said earlier, make sure you're always consistent in what you do. And if it's too much, it means you're trying to create a habit that is too big and not really achievable. You need to start small. So, for example, say you want to practice tattooing 30 minutes a day. Instead of doing 30 minutes a day, because if you haven't built that habit, it's new and you're not going to want to keep it up. Luckily for me, I've just started my journey, so I'm 4 days in. Shrink that habit of 30 minutes into 2 minutes and then stop. You're probably thinking, how is that going to help? Well, first of all, it's super easy to start a small habit that you can do consistently with ease, right? I mean, think about all the other stuff you do, like brushing your teeth, going to the toilet. You do it without thinking. And you kind of want that to become second nature, that every time you come home, for example, you pick up the tattoo machine and you start tattooing for half an hour and then you stop. And that's your session or day of practice done. Do that consistently for, say, 2-3 weeks. It'll become second nature and you won't even have to think about picking the tattoo gun up and practicing, at least for me anyway. It's still early days, but I can't imagine I'm gonna let myself down. I'm hopeful. Question 10. What's next in your tattoo journey? Any big projects and dreams that I'm working towards? So yeah, I'm working on another series of paint-ins and I would love to host another exhibition, either in another venue, a gallery, or even in my home. In terms of my tattoo journey, I'm gonna find somewhere where I can practice on people, or at least do say like one person a week, and gradually build that up so I get more and more clients through a tattoo salon or clinic. Obviously, to begin with, I'll be tattooing myself and friends and family, but to transition from my 9 to 5 to tattooing public, it's gonna have to be I'll find a chair to hire or a studio where I can rent a chair. Thanks for joining me on this crazy journey. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. I love to hear them and I always read the comments. So until next time, love, love, love.